Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be checking out the SwitchBot K10 Plus. So as many of you know, I already have a robot vacuum, but SwitchBot reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to check out our miniature vacuum? And as you can see by the picture, this hand makes that vacuum look really tiny, and it's because it's supposed to be about 50% the size of the average robot vacuum. Let's go ahead and start by opening this guy up here. And then right on top we have the vacuum. This is our SwitchBot K10 Plus. Tiny little vacuum here. So inside of here we have handles to help you get this out, and this inside here is our emptying base. And there it is. And this is everything that comes in the packaging. We have our emptying station, the vacuum, and 2 brushes, one to be installed, and I'm assuming the other is a spare, as well as a user's manual. And we'll go ahead and hit home.
Returning to charge.
Little first time driving around. Look at that!
Charging.
Perfect. Let's go ahead and kind of go over things here in the app as we get started. So we have a little empty dust.
Starting to empty dust.
Oh. Wow, that is noisy. Next one below empty dust here is vacuum mode. So we can turn on vacuum or mop only. So we're going to stick to vacuum mode because we don't have the mop attached yet. And we have our cleaning times, how many times it's going to clean. We can save rooms, create no-go zones. And then it also has some stats here, estimated area, cleaning time, area clean, things like that. And we have our charging, telling you that it's actually charging, or you can tap that if it's not on the charger to go back to charging. We have our clean button that'll start it cleaning. We'll go ahead and pause that. And then we can change our cleaning mode by hitting standard. So there's a quiet mode, a standard, a strong, and a max. Let's go ahead and go to map, create, fast map.
I'm going to start mapping.
Alright, so right now it's using the LiDAR on top of it here. This little LiDAR thing to look around the room and map it all out. It's going to go to everywhere that it can't see and get a detailed picture or image of everything. So on these maps, you can edit them, things like that, so you can see that I changed them to be like hallway, bathroom, master bedroom, things like that. And as you can see, like right here, this is what it thought the rooms were, and this is not what it was. So you're able to draw lines to remap it to say, hey, this is actually what the map lines are. And in that whole process, it's actually pretty user-friendly. But that LiDAR is really cool because it just like walks into a room, it's just like, I see everything. And it just like maps out, it knows the distance, things like that, and it knows where it is, which is really useful compared to my other robot vacuum that is not very bright. I got it set to maximum power. We got about 97% battery. Let's go ahead and have this guy do a full cleaning and see how well it does. I did vacuum with like a traditional vacuum probably about a week ago. So let's see how much is accumulated in a week.
Initiating.
So that is the end of our first session, and it went fairly well. Looks like it did 64 minutes of cleaning and did about 44 square meters or 473 square feet of cleaning. At the very end, it did get itself stuck in the bathroom by going behind the bathroom door and closing it on itself. So I did end up creating a no-go zone that's behind the bathroom door, or basically where the bathroom door is, so that it won't close that door again on itself. Luckily, because it did close itself in the bathroom, we can actually see how it did on its first cleaning. Granted, this is going to hopefully be the worst we will ever see, but let's go ahead and find out how bad it is. To get to the dust bin here, we're gonna just go ahead and pop up our top again, just the little magnets there holding it on so you can just pop it straight up. And then you'll lift this lever here and pull up and away. Great. Looks like we got a little piece of a straw in here. And this dustbin is, well, tiny. But that's not a big deal because we have that self-cleaning base that'll suck all of this dust and crap out. But let's go ahead and see if we can open this ourselves. So let's see how much crap we got. Wow, it packed it in there. Let's take a look at what's in the bowl here. We have a ton of just dust and obvious pet dander. If you look at the bottom here, we got a piece of a straw, a little piece of paper, lots and lots of dog hair here, a little bit of my wife's hair. But you can see just tons of dust and dander of places that we haven't been able to get to with like a regular vacuum. We even got a little bit of a candy wrapper. So that's what you can expect in one cleaning after 60 minutes right there. So after the 64-minute cleaning on maximum power, it used approximately 60% of the battery. It's now at 32% of battery life remaining. All right, we've pulled the mop attachment off of the lid of our emptying base, and we're gonna go ahead and attach a mop, one of the mop pads that's included.
Starting mopping.
Boy, I was just too excited. So I didn't set up my rug correctly, and that might not be the only issue, but our mopping pad did not make it all the way through the session, and this was only a tiny space that it did clean, but because it had to back up and things like that, the backing up motion pulled this off, and so when driving forward it just slides it forward and it'll never actually pull off because it's got those hooks. But yeah, that totally came loose off of here. When it comes time to replace them, you just peel that up, and then throw that away, get a new one. In that tiny little space, it didn't pick up a whole lot. Wasn't terribly dirty. But this pad is now completely dry. It'd be nice if there was like a water reservoir or a cleaner reservoir. I could add like some sort of cleaner to it to be able to, I don't know, clean longer. Because I think that mopping pad probably would be dry within about 10 minutes. Hey guys, at the time of filming this, I am so close to 3,000 subscribers. And to say thank you, I'm gonna be hosting a giveaway. This will be run until the end of the year, December 31st, and you can get extra entries every single day that you enter. I'm gonna be giving away 5 products that I've reviewed on this channel. This will be limited to the US just because I will be shipping it out myself, and names will be drawn in the new year. The gleam.io link will be down in the description of this video, and thank you so much for subscribing. Back to the video. All right, so I've now had this guy for about a week, and let's just kind of go over some of the things with this guy. So the silent tech, I did a decibel test where I just had it vacuum around in a circle about 4 feet away from me, and the sound readings I got were a little bit higher. Of course, if you move further away, those decibel readings go lower, and so them being off by a little bit, not such a big deal. The SwitchBot, in its quiet mode, I got 54 decibels, was about the average of the high. In standard mode, I got 60 decibels, and then in strong mode, I got 65 decibels. And then the last one, when I pushed it all the way up to maximum mode, it was marginally louder. Like, I didn't notice a difference, and the decibel meter didn't notice a difference either. We saw 66 decibels for that one. So not a huge difference from strong to max, so I might even consider switching my default on this from strong to standard, just so it's a little bit quieter. However, one thing that I do want to reiterate, and I mentioned it earlier, and I may have mentioned it more than once earlier, but the self-emptying base, oh my heavens, it is so loud. It came in at a whopping 80 decibels. That's equivalent to like a lawnmower. Full-on lawnmower outside in whatever room you're in, just granted, like I said, it only runs for a few seconds. We're talking maybe 10, 15 seconds, but it's loud. Something to keep in mind. So like wherever you're putting it, don't put it in a place that needs to be quiet. Now let's talk about how little this guy is. They advertise it being 50% the size of the average home vacuum. And when measuring, my Tyrone G8000 is 12.5 inches wide. And this guy, the SwitchBot K10 Plus, is 9.5 inches. And while you're thinking, that's a 3-inch difference, Grant, there's no way. Do the math of the area of a circle. It takes up almost 50%. I did the math on these two and it came out to about 57%, which is pretty close considering they're probably measuring off of a vacuum that's bigger than this one. Maybe has a whole lot of other features, but one of the biggest things to take in mind is it's not smaller this way. So if you look here, we have that LiDAR here. That LiDAR is a very useful tool, but my other vacuum doesn't have that. And it's also a lot cheaper. This LiDAR makes it so that it can't get underneath as many things either. So that is something to keep in mind if you have couches that you want it to clean under. If your couch is too short, this won't be able to get under it. Something really cool is after it finishes charging, which takes an hour and a half, 2 hours, it goes back out to exactly where it left off and continues cleaning. So you don't even have to worry about like it forgetting where it left off. Like this is super cool that it's smart enough to know like, hey, I stopped here, I need to pick up here, like the dustbin is full, I need to go empty it and then go continue cleaning. It's impressively smart, but recharging takes an hour and a half to 2 hours. When it does do the cleaning twice in each room, it actually goes in both directions. So it'll go one way the first time and then it'll go perpendicular the second time, which is, I think, really awesome, so that to make sure it gets all of those nooks and crannies and gets a lot better clean. The cleaning pad looks a lot like a Clorox wipe. And so I went and grabbed one of my Clorox wipes to kind of compare the differences. And my Clorox wipe is about the same size, but a different shape, so it may or may not work. If you do end up looking for replacement pads and just going for something simple like a Clorox wipe style pad, make sure you're getting a larger one. Maybe see if you can find something that's in a package like this, kind of like these wet wipes, to make sure that they are actually big enough. So after getting it initially set up and working out all of the kinks, I still have one frustration with this thing. And one thing that just like, oh, it bugs me. The most frustrating thing is like, my office is a dynamic space. So I'm moving the lights around, I'm moving my camera around, and so the tripods are never in the same spot. Well, that poses an issue because this guy using LiDAR, it sees, I'll just use this little thing as an example, it sees the leg of a tripod and it thinks, oh, it's straight up and down, so it comes up to here. But unfortunately, it's like this, so when it comes up to here, it's bumping into my tripods, it's pushing around my light stands, and so I've kind of had to like create a process for myself to always put my light stands back away when I'm done, and then I created a no-go zone around the feet so that it will purposely not bump into the legs of my tripods. But it was really frustrating at first, but these no-go zones have gotten really helpful. I put them around like my wife's desk because it keeps on running up on the feet. This thing is seamless. Like every day it starts at the same time, it cleans the whole house, I don't have to think about it, and it just feels good to have a cleaner space. And so after about a week of use, this is how much has been used in my home, where it's cleaning a little over 400, almost 500 square feet, but it does it twice in each room, so it's equivalent to 968 square feet, or it reads it as like 90 square meters. But my filter, the filter inside of here is at 88%. The side brush here says that it's got 91% of life. The brush roll itself down here in the bottom is at 94%. Our dust bag, it's still recommending 2 to 3 months, and our sensors are saying that they're at 43%. So it'll probably give us a notification to clean those sensors sooner than everything else, and you can click on that and it'll actually talk you through how to clean each one of those sensors. And you can click wiped and it will then reset the sensor count. And that is the world's smallest robot vacuum, the SwitchBot K10 Plus. If you have any questions about this guy, let me know down in the comments below. I try to be as responsive as I can. Don't forget to enter into the giveaway drawing I have linked down in the description of this video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask those. I try to be as responsive as I can in the comments of my videos. If you appreciated this video, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.